Confirmation class. The microphone is on, but not high enough. There it is. All right. So I have a question for you, and it's a question that I hope that you will think about for a moment, and also I'm going to invite you to actually answer. Okay? So I want to ask you, what makes a community feel like your community? What makes a community feel like your community? Take a moment. Think about that. Now, not all at once. In other words, not like in class. But what makes a community feel like your community? Asher, I know your name, yes?
You feel safe, secure, and at home in that community.
Okay, so when you feel safe and secure and at home in that community, great answer. What else? Nora, yeah. When you can act like your real self. Okay, safe at home, act like your real self. When they like you unconditionally, just for who you are. Right? Okay, beautiful. Anyone else want to add? Yes, Abby. The laughter that you share with each other. Beautiful. Yes. The memories that you share, the memories that you co-create together. Perfect. Anyone else? All right. Here's the thing. When the clergy team were meeting, and I was meeting with the clergy team, and I said to the clergy team, I wonder what we should talk about to this class. One of the things that came up immediately was about the idea of the community that you have created. Because everything that you just said about the memories that you create together, about the ways in which you laugh together, being loved unconditionally for who you are, feeling welcomed just as you are. Everything that you've said is exactly what you have created for yourself in this class and in this community. And Jewish life has always been built around this word, Kehillah. And you chose the concluding song for the service tonight, which is Kehillah Kedoshah, a holy and sacred community. Kehillah has always been something that is central to who we are. And it means something more than just a group of people who are in a room. It means more than people who are on a membership list. Because at a time that we live in right now, it's so easy to be around people, to be around them, and to still feel totally alone. And what I'm talking about sometimes is this. To be sitting around and scrolling through TikTok, right? I don't have it, but I've heard about it. Or Instagram or something else, and to be with other people around you and not even engage. And I think that we live in a world where we're able to feel together and also alone. And that's why Kehillah isn't just about being in the same place. It's about, as you all said, about being known for who you are, being loved for who you are, being understood for who you are, and knowing and understanding and seeing other people for who they are as well. To share those memories. It's about being needed not for what you achieve, but for who you are. This year, you didn't just show up. You built that kind of Kehillah, that kind of community for each other through your presence, through your honesty, through your laughter, through your compassion, through your dedication, through your commitment to making our world and our country better. And you reminded us of what it means to belong. You've taught us that a Kehillah is something not that we find, but it's something that we create. And that matters. It matters because, and this is the hard part, you're coming into an age in the world, or you're coming of age in a world that is loud and full of opinions. You're coming of age in a world that is, I don't know if you've noticed, fractured with a lot of conflict. You're coming of age in a world that is flooded with messages telling you about who you have to be and what you have to believe and how you are supposed to somehow measure your own self-worth. You're coming of age in a world where all of that is happening at once. But Judaism doesn't begin with shouting, contrary to popular opinion. Judaism begins with listening. And it begins with the understanding that none of us can carry the weight of the world alone. And so, our charge to you as clergy is to be the kind of person who doesn't just join community, but helps others to feel that they belong within it. Because this world, when it's so isolating, we can scroll more than we can speak. We are endlessly connected online, but still aching for something real. And what you've taught us is that this confirmation class is that you can be builders of the circles that widen. You can be the voice that makes space for others. You can be the reason that someone feels less alone in this world, because the world needs you desperately. And Judaism, at its heart, is not just a set of ideas. It is a people that you belong to. It is a promise that is yours, and it is a home. And the truth is, you are not doing something past tense. You are not confirmed today. What you're confirming is that we are passing Judaism continually to you. You're not the end of the story. You're in the middle of it. And the real question is how you take the tools that you have and how you shape the community, the Kehillah that comes. So our prayer for you is this: may you walk forward with courage and conviction. May you build communities of depth and of warmth, of joy and justice and laughter and everything you said. May you never forget that in a world that so often divides, that you are called to connect. And may you always know that this is your Kehillah. You're not only part of it, we as a community are stronger because of your leadership. So now, we're about to invite you to be blessed by your clergy. Not to just stand as individuals, but as part of something larger than yourselves. And to be seen and to be celebrated for who you are, blessed by your clergy and your community who believe in you, who love you, who laugh along with you, and who know this truth. Not only do you belong here, but we are better because of you. Now, families, usually we stand when the ark is open. I know that. I've asked people to rise all the time when I'm about to open the ark. I know that, I promise. But I'm going to invite you to sit while the ark is opened. Because here is how we're going to do this. The clergy are going to stand in place and open the ark, and the students are going to then come forward for their blessing. And as they come forward, we want to invite their families and their loved ones who are here tonight to stand with them in your place. And then after their blessing, you can be seated, and the next students will come forward, and their families will stand. Does that make sense? Okay. As we continue to do this blessing, we're going to hear some music, but we ask you and invite you to please be quiet. So it's a really hard thing to ask in a Jewish community, I know. But to ask you to be quiet so that the students can hear the blessings that we're giving them. And so now invite my clergy team to please come forward.